So we're seeing the Trump tariffs come into effect. Whatever side you fall on, there are real economic predictors now we're seeing, and there's reporting that the LA ports are so bare that they're firing truckers now.
Yeah, and this is one of the things that unfortunately a lot of us, and economists most of all, had been warning about from the start. It's not just that the tariffs obviously raise the cost of everything that you buy and, oh, okay, I'm just going to pay more. It's the contraction of the overall economy, the contraction of spending. And when you have spending that contracts, you start to see it pop up, mostly localized at first. And that's what we're seeing in LA, right? Fewer ships are coming in, fewer goods are being brought in. So, okay, we don't need 100 truck drivers, we need to cut it down to 50. So suddenly 50 people lose their job, local, but they drive across the country. These 50 people no longer are spending money along the way at diners, spending money at gas stations, any of that. So those local areas lose money. And then it becomes that ripple effect of, well, we're losing money, we lay people off, those people don't spend money, more company. And this is it. This is step one with the fewer goods coming in, and it's starting with the truck drivers. And so this really is that slope. We've hit the slope now, and we're going straight down.
Well, and however you fall on the tariff issue, it's a math problem.
Yeah.
1% reduction in cargo is 2,700 jobs immediately lost, as many as 4,000. They're predicting a 35% drop in cargo over the next few weeks. June is going to be the time.
Few weeks. Like, that's important to point out. Like,
yes, this is a massive contraction, very fast. Before we came on the show, I was doing research, and bankruptcies are up. For the year ending in March, so only a few years of the Trump presidency, tail end of the Biden presidency, double digits. So we were not doing well. Obviously, bankruptcies are a great indicator. So bankruptcies are up, I think it was 13.4%. That's 500,000 Americans and businesses filing bankruptcy across this country. This is not alleviating that. We all know famously the price of eggs, but groceries generally are going up. And this is not going to help at a time when the American consumer is feeling a pinch in their pocketbook.
Yeah, I mean, look, when we start to see this, and again, this LA story is a great indicator because you're talking about a robust economy in LA. You know, not just with the shipping, but a lot of different things happening in there. So when you take a bigger city that does generate a lot of revenue, and suddenly they start losing that revenue, they start laying people off, they can weather it a little bit better than, you know, our hometown here could. They could weather it better than, you know, a place in Oklahoma where the farmers are struggling and saying, I may have to shut down at the end of the season. So with them already feeling these effects, to me is a massive indicator that across the country, especially small town America, they're going to be so much worse off. And unfortunately too, obviously, they're not going to have the same coverage. You know, this one is big because it's LA, we've got massive ports, and hey, it's LA. We're going to see so much suffering that it's not even going to be able to be covered.
Well, and I want to be clear, this is not just an LA problem. This is just the port of entry for the goods that we consume in Florida, you consume in New England. The things that are coming from China are largely coming through the LA ports, coming from the East Asian countries. They're coming through those LA ports. That's the first choke point. Yep. We've seen the first domino fall, as it were, and we're going to see this ripple effect. With summer coming, I think you're going to see less 4th of July decorations, less fireworks, less of everything. And so as I was doing research for the show, again, you know, it's interesting, a lot of the right-wing media is talking about austerity being good and suffering being good for the soul. Right. And I don't agree with that. Obviously, we shouldn't suffer if we can ameliorate it. But it's interesting to me that they are conceding the ground that there are shortages coming, there is austerity coming. They won't call it austerity, but that's what it is. And for generations, we haven't known that in America. Trump obviously was on TV recently talking about instead of having 30 Barbie dolls, you may only have 2 or 3. He's previewing for the American people that you're not going to have as much stuff, you're not going to be able to buy as much. If it's able to be bought at all, it's certainly going to cost more.
Yeah, I mean, basically, he's already in May becoming the Grinch. He is stealing Christmas from all these kids because a lot of those goods do come from these countries that he has put tariffs on. And we also have to think too, like we're in a port city and we've got port cities all along the Gulf Coast where we are here. So again, this is something that is going to impact us here locally, through Mobile, New Orleans, Houston, all of these massive areas where these goods are supposed to come in that do support these local communities. And so to me, it's always about the ripple. And the ripples are starting. And this is something that a lot of us had thought when Trump came into office, okay, the next 4 years, this is going to happen over time. I don't think anybody really predicted from the beginning that it was going to be this massive, this quick, that we were going to have this, almost total economic collapse within 100 days. So he has just put this whole thing, on the fast track of destroying what Biden was slowly rebuilding through the country. Again, a lot of people say, well, it wasn't good enough, it wasn't fast enough. Well, we didn't have contraction. We had steady growth. The last 3 months of Biden in office, we had economic growth at 2.4% GDP. That's huge. We're at negative 0.3 today after 100 days of this idiot. And it terrifies me to think where we're going to be 100 days from now if he can do that much in 100 days. That's crazy.
Well, and certainly a lot of the folks on the right think that he's going to give a tax break and that's how he's going to use the tariffs to fund. Whether or not that happens is yet to be seen, but this is reality today. The ports don't have as much goods coming in. They're laying off people. UPS just laid off 20,000 workers. Yeah. Now, some of that's their deal with Amazon. They're breaking ranks and things like that from a business perspective. That's 20,000 American workers who don't have jobs today that had jobs yesterday. And then you double that, triple that, quadruple that with the DOGE cuts. And we're seeing a lot of layoffs. We're seeing a lot of contractions. Again, the increase in bankruptcy. It's a terrifying thought when you see ports sitting empty. UPS is closing 73 facilities, the 20,000 layoffs. They're predicting a 50% decline in their revenue for the month of June. So June is the month that it's coming, and I want our viewers to be aware, consumer electronics, foodstuffs, it's going to impact pretty much everything we buy. And there's reports coming from the White House that people associated with Trump are hoarding things.
Yeah, I saw that. That, to me, that is the big tell. Because these are individuals, almost like insider trading. They have information that you and I do not have. They hear conversations that you and I do not hear. So if they hear these things, they see these things, and they think to themselves, I got to go buy 800 rolls of toilet paper, they know something. So again, definitely don't want to cause a panic, but if they are doing it with the information they have, it's typically a good sign that, hey, something really bad is right around the corner.
Well, I've always been a big believer in forewarned is forearmed. And so what I've seen from economists is it's not so much consumer goods like we saw in COVID. So like toilet paper, things like that, we should still be fine. We make a lot of that in America. It's cheap, pulp paper, but it's going to be toys. 80% of all toys in this country, according to the focus groups, are made in China. So that's 80% of all the toys have doubled in cost, 1,000% increase in cost, so they're not going to be on the shelves. It's consumer electronics. It's those big ticket items that I think come Christmas time we're going to see the biggest pinch for. I don't think we're going to make it to Christmas, though, before the prices hit the stores. It's either going to not be available or it's going to cost double, triple what it used to cost as we're sitting here today.
Yeah.